I'm not allowed to say these things. I'm in my motorhome on tube, and Rumble might be. I'm just gonna try and see if I move them a little closer, so we can do this show. So I'm gonna keep my glasses on. Hello, everybody in YouTube land, and I'm recording this so I don't lose it on Rumble. So everybody has seen yesterday, the big tweet with DJT. It's happening. So I just wanted to talk quickly about a few things that, in case you didn't notice. Number one, BRICS is in control of 80% of all oil. So it's going to push the dollar pretty soon to nothing. So if you got money in some banks, I would be taking it out right away and buying some silver. So it's funny, it says I've got 1 viewer and 3 thumbs up. So, so funny. Anyhow, I'm just gonna close my window here because it seems a bit, it's open really wide. Sorry for the close up there, YouTube, you're welcome. Oh, now it says 22. It's all jingly here. So it's flashing green as well. It does that because it's called shadow banning, and it affects my algorithms every time I say something or what have you. So we're just going to keep this nice and light today. I made a little Facebook video yesterday so how this whole thing started for me yesterday was my neighbor's daughter said to me at the very beginning of the day, "Oh my God, YouTube." So I'm going to maybe set up shop somewhere different, be a little more prepared, and come back to you in the garden or something. Was like, your live stream is crapping out, and I'm recording now. Again, I'm out in my backyard, so it's gonna be a little bit. I'm gonna try and not get so brightness. I don't know. This is not in my favorite. There we go. Just give me a minute, kids. Just give me a minute. I'll change our perspective. Whoops, that's not gonna hold it. Let me move this big basket behind here. Everybody's excited on the edge of our seats. Okay, there. Let's try that. Is that better? I feel like I got whatever. Who cares? You can see me. It's all good. It's all good. Is everybody back? Okay, so along with not only Dana, but others, we're all on the edge of our seat because of the tweet yesterday. So let's just get to some of the, I hate this. Hold on one second. Like, you guys, I'm like struggling with my life today on the screen. Oh, look at that pretty garden behind me. And then dying little tomato plants. That fire really killed there now. There. That's better. I just don't like brightness. Not because I can't read the comments. Yes, it is smoke, fog, all of that stuff. So people have been asking what's going on in Canada with all the fires. And there are fires, and they are being created by the same DEW. You know what I'm talking about. And so yesterday was interesting. I'll just redo the entire video because I cut it off on the other one. So I woke up to a person saying, wow, that the Russia attacked the United States. And I was like, shit's happening. Like, literally, that's the first thing I thought. Good, everybody's thinking that there's going to be some big nuclear scare. And honestly, I'm just going to be as blunt as I can. I've been feeling super sad about what's going on in Hawaii, and not only in Canada, like all over, but the blatant likeness of them not letting people back into their homes. Like, I don't know if you guys are aware that that's what's going on in Canada too, and it has been. So these fires, it's about getting people out of their homes. It's about and I've mentioned this before in Crackbook. Oh, look at all the birds just It's about getting people out of their homes, getting the alpha males, families separated, the GUNSs, all of that stuff. But in Hawaii, it's about land. And, you know, like, say what you will, but I showed somebody who was unaware of what that weapon is actually all about, the blue video. And you know what I'm talking about, the blue video, the guy that's running for his life, that's showing it, the drone footage of blue umbrellas, blue t-shirts, blue cars, blue water bottles that are left on the ground and nothing's wrong with them. So, yeah, I'm gonna read some comments while I'm going. Yeah, Oprah's house was okay, and there is a lot of underground bases going on still, I believe, in Hawaii. That was one of the biggest areas for, think of where it is, like it's in the middle of the ocean and, you know, A to B, traveling to C to D to E to F, you know, in containers. These ports all have big, huge shipping things in them. And there's also, I forget what how many people, I mean, how many this one person said, but I think there's 85 military bases on Hawaii. So you wonder what Pearl Harbor was all about, you know? And then now you put everything into perspective, and I really want you to think about this. If people who we are supposed to be relying on for help are forcing us out of our homes and lighting those said homes on fire and not being allowed to provide aid to these people, is that not what we are at war? Isn't that what war looks like? Is land grabs and things like that? So I mentioned that on the other day when that Wagner group died, like, he was taken out by Putin. Putin ordered the assassination or something. That was all over the news. So, and then all of this meetings with the BRICS nations lining up, and 80% of the value of BRICS, I mean, 80% of the oil is owned by BRICS now. So it's not long, you guys, before that's all going to come crashing down. So I just really want to make sure that anybody who's watching is really watched the crash of the video I did on Rumble, where the economic system, it's a chart video. And I'm telling you this because I'm still hearing that people have money in credit unions and things like that, thinking you're safe. I'm not a financial advisor, but anything right now attached to fiat currency or the stock market is going to come crashing down, and you won't have it protected by the Federal Deposit of Insurance Corporation or whatever. So go back to when the Silicon Valley Bank crashed. Their assets are only protected for $250,000. So why would somebody have $8 billion in there, or 8 million, or whatever the hell, when you're only protected for 250? Something stinks. So I posted yesterday, Vincent Kennedy tweeted something about, I think it was Post Malone, I didn't really watch the whole thing, but about how he says one day you're just going to put your bank card in there and there won't be any money that comes out. That's what's going to happen soon. Why? Because go back to who owns all of these insurance companies, who owns all these banks, it's all about that monthly payment, getting your monthly payment, getting your mortgage payment, getting your insurance, getting your taxes. All of that is about that, collecting that data. So, and collecting that money every month. If they don't have that, then they don't have anything. And that's what's going to deplete the dollar. So on the fake news, they've been saying about how, like, people's credit card debt's going up, and how, like, Evergrande in China is collapsing the economy and all of that. It's all fake. It all does not exist. You don't have money like you think you have money in a bank. It's fake. Like, I don't know how to break that down to you. Go watch fractional reserve banking, go see those things, you'll see. But anyways, so I just quickly wanted to read along with that little situation is the only post I think I made on Telegram today is the Bank Act. So thank you, Taco, for sending this. Sunset, it says part 2, status and powers. 21 and then 1 in bracket. Subsection, subject to subsections 2 and 4, banks shall not carry on business. Let me repeat that. Banks shall not carry on business, and authorized foreign banks shall not carry on business in Canada after June of 2025. Okay? Then it goes blah, blah, blah with all the fakery and, you know, and then it says exception, dissolution. If Parliament dissolves on the day set out in subsection or any day with a 6-month period, banks may continue to blah, blah, blah. But we all know what's coming. So let's just point out if there was a tweet yesterday on August, hear me out, guys, on August 24th, which is actually August 11th, then if we're done in 30, do you think this whole debacle will be over and maybe Jacera announced by September 24th, which is actually 7/11? I don't know. So that would make sense, because then if BRICS is trying to force out that US dollar, then it's going to collapse the stock market, collapse the US dollar, collapse Canada, because, you know, we're the sister cousin to, yeah, I mentioned sister cousin, you're welcome, Leanne, to the US, because we're Americans. We're Americans. That's just the way it is. Canada is not a Commonwealth country like people believe. We're all republics. That's like we're in the Republic of Alberta right now. And it literally, I think we're going to become, like I said this in 2020, and people are like, well, I don't see it. But now you see 7 nations, and I see it more clearly too. Like Xi is in charge of one nation, Putin's in charge of another nation, Trump's in charge of everything. I don't know. It's all making sense to me now. Yeah, Zeitgeist talks about it. No, I'm pulling everything out of the credit. They severely cut all services like sending and receiving e-transfers. Exactly, because it's fake, guys. It's not real money. Money isn't created. And I've made several videos about this. Money isn't created until someone needs to be paid for something. Okay, like your job, or you need to pay for food, electricity, and stuff like that. So if Russia just gave Africa a whole bunch of food, and I've been saying this before, for free, and they wrote off $23 billion in debt because it's fake. It's all fake. It's not backed by anything. It's thin air, LAW. We're going through water, which is admiralty laws, the water, watch the water, we're military tribunals and stuff. But all the A and the air, that's all tied to our banking. All of those contracts are going to come crashing to nothing. And we're going to go back to L law, the common law of the land, okay? So all the fakery of fiat currency has to be extracted, and you go make yourself a pirate. Go buy some silver. Seriously. It's the smartest thing you'll ever do, and you can thank me later for it, or thank whoever later. So, or go buy foreign currency. So yesterday when I did a Facebook video, one of the ladies on there was saying, oh yeah, her sister-in-law works at the TD Bank, and they know all about the RV. So it might be dollar for dollar. So if you have foreign currency, that could be very interesting too. So I can see why banks aren't allowed to do business after June 25th. And weird, because in June 25th, around that time is when I made that Jacera video where I was all like crying in the park and oh my God, Jacera's been announced of 2020. So maybe I was just 4 years in a loop ahead. But the other thing that, if you guys haven't noticed, is, and I was like, what is happening right now? I was confused, just like a few weeks ago when we were told that CERN took out the thing that was going to go boop, and then the white hats took it over from the black hats. I thought that happened last year. Well, what's happening in this loop right now? We're seeing John McCain die. I'm like, wait a second. Didn't that already happen? He was on The View and other things. Like, it's fucked up. Like, but no, they have to re-show that. It's like a rerun. So the rest of the people can go, what's going on? Right? It's all about bringing everything to the front. So let's just say if everything was announced by the end of September in this timeline and things shifted and BRICS, everything is going January 1st, 2024, then use your head, guys. That's like 90 days of transferring funds, and then by everybody's collective consciousness would have caught up to what happened in Lahaina and then what happened to us just globally, and then the children and military tribunals, all of that, and then we're all free. I don't know, makes sense to me. This timeline is catching up because VK said there won't be a 2024. Everybody's saying there's not going to be a 2024. Well, maybe we're in 124 after that, or maybe our year is just completely different. So time is an illusion, and that was the whole video I posted on my Telegram the other day with the crow. If you haven't watched that 5-minute video about the crow, crazy. Just go watch that when I was sitting in the backyard here. It's nuts. So speaking of cards and stuff, let's see if the same card restriction came up twice yesterday in my Facebook video. And I thought that was super fascinating because I think these two cards are speaking to me. Yeah, air is communication system, Mandela effect, of course. Yeah, for sure. But, ooh, that's a busy one when I said Mandela effect. So I got 5 cards here. 5 is change. Doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm going to leave my book out in case I feel the need to read. So I'm a little bit cold. I'm going to put my hoodie up and look like Beavis or Butthead or something for a minute. My neck is like, it's like camping. So the first, actually, I have 6 cards today. Pardonnez-moi. First card. Oh, wealth. I love the wealth card. We don't need to read that one. And it's number 34. Did you see that, you guys? Let me hold it up again. Number 34. Okay. How many times do we have to go through replay? Well, think about us being people remembering. This is what we're going through. People remembering, catching up to why we're here. Like, many of us have been like, wait a second, this stinks most of our life, right? Sammy agrees. He's just like, So, this is what we're being told. The cow is nourishment, abundance, asking and receiving. It's very important to ask and receive. Okay? The butterfly, beauty. Oh, I love that. Look at how beautiful those 3 cards that came out together are. Lovely. Okay. You guys are going to love this. So the next 3 that came out together are dear, the mystery, and truth. We have to be very gentle and diplomatic now because there's people coming out and saying literally what we've been saying for 3 and 4 years. Is it frustrating? A little bit. But do I care? Absolutely not. Why? Because their consciousness is collectively catching up to ours, if that makes sense. And it's going to go through that, like I explained before. Like Lahaina, I was like, totally like, man, can't this just stop? Like, can it not just stop? Like, cannot the fuckery just end right now? Like, honestly. And then I think about all of these military people who have known a lot of stuff for a long time. And that must be for all of them. So their collective consciousness has gone up and down constantly. So I really do think it is absolutely up to us to keep holding that high vibration. And if that tweet didn't do it for you, oh my goodness. Like, I'm on like the edge of my seat hoping today there's a tweet or Monday there's a tweet or something like, let's fucking go. Like, it matches marker 9, the days in between the tweets. So, do I think of specific questions before no, I don't. I say just place me in my head. I go, please place me in my highest self, so I may clearly get a message that I'm supposed to tell people in my highest of self. So, yeah, that's about how I do it. I don't call upon anything else except for me connecting to Creator. Oh, my brother hasn't paid a mortgage in 5 years. He said he doesn't know who his death is owed to. That's exactly it. And I did yesterday. I want to talk about this because I mentioned it on my Facebook. I think it's an awesome little story. So I got one of those people in the vest doing that to me, although I did not have headphones on yesterday. And he goes, hey, you look like you're a stylish person. I forget how he encountered me, but it was like he was a charming young fella. It was kind of funny. He wasn't an obnoxious, like, clown guy that jumped out in front of me. Like, honestly, if I didn't believe in karma, I would have throat punched that kid. It was just obnoxious the other day. Get away from me. I have headphones on. But this guy was really nice. And he was wearing one of those vests, you know, where they, well, not a vest, but the lanyard where they collect money for charities. So I said, he goes, you look like you're well-traveled. And I said, oh, that's pretty astute of you. Actually, I am. And I'm not well-traveled, but traveled enough compared to other people. And he goes, what's your favorite country? And I said, Canada. And he goes, oh, where are you from? And I go, Canada. He goes, oh, that's awesome. And I go, so what are you wangling money for today? Or I go, what's your shtick? Like, and he goes, actually, we're looking for money for charity supporting the ending of child trafficking and human trafficking. And I'm like, oh, right on. I said, I'll talk to you. I said, do you know, have you seen The Sound of Freedom? And he was like, yes, I have. Like, it was a genuine response. And he goes, that movie just got me. And I said, well, do you know if this organization supports the people like Tim Ballard, or are they supporting like the George Soros and Bill Gates Foundation? Like, those ones I know, like, I've spent the last 4 years researching like where our money goes in these nonprofit government organizations, like, and I started talking about Haiti and what happened with the Haitians and the $6 billion that Red Cross had donated. And they had given, Red Cross had given them 6 dilapidated trailers from Hurricane Katrina. And, oops, I gotta go open a door, so I gotta make this short. And the Haitians weren't allowed, basically, they didn't get anything. They got rotten trailers they couldn't live in. And he was just like shocked. I red-pilled that kid for about 5 minutes and then I walked off, but he was really grateful. And that's one thing I told him. I said, don't worry. I said, when something happens with the money and you see like you're not able to use your bank card and stuff, like, don't worry about it. That means our debts are going to be erased. And he was like, wow. He was super excited. So if that's all I did, I'm pretty happy. But I do have to cut this video short because I have to go open a door to let someone in for an appointment. And I just wanted to pop on here, and hopefully I'll be preparing something a little bit more in-depth that kind of explains it on a chart video about what's happening monetarily. And I'll try and compact everything together between Lahaina and that and make a new little tiny chart video and upload it to my Rumble. So thanks for watching. Sorry about the glitches in my matrix. That's just expected to happen, and who knows, we'll see if this video gets me banned. I doubt it. anyways, I love you guys. Thank you. I'm very, very grateful to everyone. Thank you. Just hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line.